What's up, everyone? I'm CL Connolly. And this little one over here is just getting herself into trouble today. Hey, come here. Thank you. So she is kind of in timeout, I guess you could say. She has to stay right here. She's not being very nice to the dogs. And she keeps trying to get into things that she's not supposed to. So at this point, she's being stuck right here. But she does have a toy, so that she doesn't know how to turn on and off. I tried to put my hair up because yesterday she just kept yanking on my hair. And I thought about putting it up, but I can only do part of it. Hey, leave that alone. I can only do part of it up because it's so much shorter now, but she still keeps yanking on my hair. And it's starting to hurt because, no ma'am, because now she's pulling my head back. Like she's not just pulling on it as she goes by. Now she's like pulling on it and swinging from it. I'm like, that kind of hurts a little. So I was like, let me pull my hair up. Well, now when she climbs up on my head, she grabs all of these little parts that are actually inside the little ponytail. And that hurts a lot. Can you leave the dog alone? We did buy her a busy board, but it's made out of wood. And she chews on everything. And of course, you've seen where she chews on the walls. And stuff like that. Oh, and right here. And all the way around each one of the windows. So I'm trying to keep her from the windows. Plus, not only that, but the birds are flying over and it's kind of overcast. So, of course, she's freaking out because every time the birds fly over, then she starts, signaling a warning and freaking out. And then she gets a little too out of control. But we are putting up an outdoor enclosure. We have figured out exactly what's going to happen. My husband's going to get a welder and we are going to weld it together. Can you please stay off that table? That's another thing. The table that my phone is sitting on right now, she will not stay off of it. No matter how many times I've told her in the last God knows how many months to stay off that table, she will not stay off that table. My water has been spilt. My coffee has been spilt. There is, So, and right now she's just antagonizing the dog. Can we leave that alone? No. Thank you. Today's just one of those days where she's just decided she wants to be a butt. Although my niece was staying with us and she does not like men. Aria does not like men in any way. And my niece brought her boyfriend over here. So of course, Aria was really upset with that. And she would get very she gets all puffed up and then starts kind of screaming and yelling and it gets really, really bad. So I had to keep her away from my niece's boyfriend. Well, my niece sometimes, I don't know if she can deal with the energy that Aria has. So sometimes she seems like she's just a little irritated with the fact that I just let Aria jump around all over the couch. So I've been trying to keep her kind of a little closer to me. And yes, she is literally in timeout. That's the only reason why I have her right here next to me on the sofa. But she needs somewhere to go play. So and she just stole my hanky. So we are building her the outdoor enclosure and stuff like that. My husband's going to get a welder. We're going to get all the materials. My husband's going to weld it together. And we're going to get that put up. Now, hopefully it can be done by her first birthday, which is in May. So we are hoping for that. Can I have that back, please? Thank you. Here, this one's yours. There you go. So hopefully we can have it done by her first birthday, which is in May, and she can have somewhere to go jump around and bounce and get all of her energy out. I can no longer put her in the room that I have made for her in my office due to the fact that it is a cat cage. It was meant for cats, okay? And sometimes those things do not hold the animal that they were meant for, right? Because she climbs on the cage part of it and bounces off of it and jumps all over it. It is starting to no longer hold together. And I'm sure that even if we put some heavier duty zip ties on it, that she'd still figure out how to get them off. Because, monkeys are smart. They're gonna figure out how to escape anywhere. So that is one thing that we are looking at as well, but that's going to be something that's going to be completely different. At this point, I'm thinking about just using the materials that I have for the cage and putting it around my stuff. See, she swings for my hair. Putting it around my stuff in my office. So she can't touch it, and then just giving her free reign to my office. So she can't touch and play with the stuff that I have in there that I don't want her touching. But it's mostly because I got decor stuff in there for my writing. And I know that eventually she'll hit an age where I won't need to cover all that stuff and she'll be fine to just play on the floor or whatever while I'm in there. But at this point, I am thinking about just, going out. I'm going to have a nice little seating area inside her outdoor enclosure. And while she's out there playing, I'm just going to be sitting there working. So hopefully we can get that done soon. I'm hoping I can get it done before her birthday, but whatever. My husband works so much that there's no way to guarantee when it'll be done. I just want it done in the next couple of months, right? But anyway, yeah, today is one of those days where she's got extra energy, extra exponential. I don't know where my words are right now. I'm literally just in one of those where I'm like, I feel so bad because she really needs somewhere to just jump around and play and things like that. And she can't without antagonizing the dogs. And they are old. My little one is almost 16. And she trips over her own feet. Like, that is where she's at in her life right now. She trips over her own feet. And I always feel bad because you can see her where it's almost like she can't walk right because her back legs or something will come right out from underneath her. The vet says it's degenerative bone disease. So her hips are basically degenerating. I don't really know what to say. And I'm not really laughing about it. It's just, I feel like my words are not right. I don't think that's correct. But anyway, so this poor little thing, her back legs don't work right. She stands kind of bow-legged, but she always kind of has. It just seems that it's getting worse and worse and worse as she gets older. And then the big one, I'm so worried about her only because of the fact that she will eat all of her food. And then if the little one doesn't eat her food, then she's like, well, now it's mine. And I'm like, no, you already have arthritis in your hips and stuff like that. We don't need you to become overweight and make the arthritis worse. Are you trying to climb in there? There you go. Nope, not at all. Okay. So that is one thing that I'm really worried about, is that the big one's just going to get super overweight because of the fact that the little one sometimes just doesn't want to eat. It's more the fact that I think she doesn't want to just stand there and eat all of her food at once. So she'll eat a little bit of it and then walk away. And as soon as she walks away, the big one's like, mine. So then the little one doesn't get to eat all of her food. And that's one of the biggest issues that we're having at this moment, where I'm having to tell the big one to get away from the food and the little one to, try to finish as much as she can before I pick it up. And on top of that, this one likes to steal the dog food while they're eating it because she likes to antagonize the dogs. So of course she has monkey chow, so she has her own little food that she can eat. I don't know if the dogs can eat it, so I have to make sure to keep it away from them. And it's like a whole thing. And then we've got the cat that's outside. She comes in every so often, but for the most part, she's outside. She doesn't want to be in here. She doesn't like the dogs. The dogs don't like her. Whatever, she's outside. So essentially, the cat out there is literally, she has shoved both dogs off the porch as we're trying to come back inside from being outside. She shoved them both off the porch. The big one usually makes it to the top before she gets shoved off. I'm not really sure why, because she's way bigger than the cat, but whatever. The little one only makes it on the stairs and then she'll stop. And when she stops on the stairs, she like freezes and the cat rubs against her and she immediately backs up and ends up falling off the stairs. So that's the problem with all of that. The little one pees in the house if I leave the room. I am having just a big mess of everything go on at this point. So with Aria not being able to have a place to expend a lot of her energy, I feel like I'm not doing the right thing. You know what I mean? I mean, she can run around the house. I let her run around the house at times. she will only be in a room if I'm in that room. That's the thing. So if I'm here in the living room, she's going to be in the living room, but she's going to be bouncing off the table. I have my coffee on the table. I don't want her on my table right now. She wants to, no, hey, don't get behind that cushion. Can you leave her alone? Don't touch her feet. She doesn't like that. So, yes, if I'm in the living room, she wants to do everything in the living room, but she's going to destroy my living room, which, you know what? That's fine. Stay off my table. It's got my drinks on it. That's literally all I care about. You want to run around this room and go crazy and go nuts? Fine, because the rest of the room is completely monkey-proofed. So I'm okay with that. I literally just do not want her jumping on my table, but she will. She antagonizes the dogs. The dogs get upset. And then it gets to the point to where the dogs feel like they don't have a place to go. Yes. That's why we were in her room in my office the other day. One, because my niece was here and she seemed like she was being kind of irritated by her. And the dogs were just wandering because they felt like they couldn't be on the couch because she was running back and forth on the couch and stuff like that. I don't want her to be caged in the house, if that makes sense. I mean, if it's in my office, that's fine. But like here in the living room, I want her to be able to be out and play and do everything that she wants to do and stuff. But I don't know. And she's attached to me. So if she wants to go look out the window, I'm going to give her a little bit of, leeway. I will give her a little bit of, slack to go look out the window if she wants to. But with it being overcast, I don't know if it's more scary to her when the birds fly over or what the deal is. But I know that we have all kinds of birds and stuff out here, eagles and hawks and everything else. And when I take her out for walks, she hides in my shirt because of the crows. But anyway, so her outdoor enclosure, I'm so excited about that. Because I'm trying to figure out the best way to fix it up for her. And because she's so clumsy, like one day she's sitting at the counter because her high chair is attached to the counter, and she bounces around in her seat, flings food, everything else, right? She bonks her head on the counter and then she can't open her eyes. And of course, immediately, she's done it before. So when you call the vet and you ask him about that, she's bonked her head before, but normally it's only on one side. So it's only one eye that she can't open. But I think it's more of the fact where it's like, oh, that kind of hurt, So I have called the vet once before and the vet was like, oh, just keep an eye on her. It's okay. Because we take her outside. So they've tested her, her bones are fine. So everything else. But this last time I was like, oh my God. And I'm like freaking out. I grab a hold of her and I like hug her against me and she's okay. Because as soon as I start hugging her and I'm like, oh my God, are you okay? And I'm like petting her and she just jumps away. Like, I'm fine. Oh my God, leave me alone. And then she's like bouncing around in her chair again. And I'm like, please stop bouncing in your chair. Please stop bouncing in your chair. So now I got a new high chair. You're no longer going to be attached to the counter. The counter is dangerous. I can't take this. So in her outdoor enclosure, because I know she's going to be bouncing around, we're going to put like that fake turf grass on the bottom to give her a little bit of a soft landing. Because I could not take it if she were to land on concrete or something. Plus it's like going to be right under some trees. So I don't know if there's any roots in the ground right there that are going to be there. And my husband wants to concrete the entire structure into the ground, which is fine. We can do that. So we're going to put some soft turf grass down to make it a softer landing for her. And it's going to be built up, but we're going to start low. So she can climb on low toys and play with all the low toys. And eventually we'll get her stuff to climb on that'll be hanging from the top that she can actually swing from once I'm comfortable that she's not so clumsy. Literally terrifies me that she's going to hurt herself because she's so just clumsy. But she's a baby. It's like when babies first start walking, you're terrified that they're going to bump their head or do anything like that. So there's no red marks. She doesn't seem to be in any pain. I keep rubbing her head. The vet says she's fine. So anyway, there's no bumps, lumps, bruising, anything like that. So we're good. But yeah, I'm terrified she's going to hurt herself. so terrified she's going to hurt herself. So anyway, but she's doing so much better with biting and stuff since I learned to tell her no teeth. That actually helps a lot, but she chews on everything. So telling her no teeth on other things or don't chew on that, you know, we're still working on that. But for me, I'm not, you know, constantly having wounds on my hands and arms and stuff like that because she has bit me. So that's good. I'm excited for that. Now, her nails, on the other hand, I'm having to not really fight her, but I am trying to get them all filed down. I do file her nails and stuff like that. And she keeps grabbing the nail file. And it's one of those baby ones. Hey, don't chew on the sofa. It's one of those baby ones that spins. So whenever I'm filing her nails, if she touches it, it automatically stops because it's meant for babies. So it's supposed to be so it doesn't burn their skin or anything like that. So anyway, so I filed her nails and it got a lot better because she did bounce off my forehead and I had some nice little marks on my forehead, which was great. At night, she has this thing where she'll climb in my shirt when we're doing cuddles because that's what we do before she goes to sleep. So she climbs in my shirt and then she wants to pinch my neck. And I know it's because I've got this extra skin here. So she likes to pinch my neck. So I have to constantly tell her to stop pinching. But if her nails are filed, it's not as bad. Because I'm so glad that this one spot right here, this one spot right here that she used to constantly rub all the time, I couldn't, hey, let go of my hair. Let go of my hair. But that one spot that she used to scratch all the time is now healing. Don't chew on that. And now I have to fix my hair. See, that's what I was worried about. So that one spot is now healing, so it's not so red and gross and bumpy and yeah. So thank goodness for that. Okay, I know. I'm not sure what time it is, but I bet it's probably time for cuddles for nap time, huh? So, because I know she gets a lot more grabby on my hair when it's nap time or when it's time to go to bed or, you know, whatever. So, anywho, yeah. She's gotten a lot more movement in her. And there goes Layla. That's the big one. She's like, okay, she's bouncing around too much for me. But anyway, that's it. We're hoping to get her outdoor enclosure done soon. Hopefully we can get it started this weekend because I know my husband said that we were going to go look at some stuff. I don't like taking her out, but we do have a leash that says do not approach. So it kind of gets people away from me. And I don't like making her like, I don't want to draw attention to myself. I just want to go shopping. Leave me alone. Hi! But anyway, that cushion is coming down again. Do you have something in your mouth? Okay. She opened her mouth and was like, ah. Like, no, I don't have anything in my mouth. But anyway, so we're hoping to get out. We're going to get the outdoor done first, or the enclosure done first before I start thinking about anything that's going to be put into it. And then we'll end up going from there. But yes. Oh, I know. Ah, I'm not a fish. I'm not a fish and you're not a dentist. Hey, no teeth. No teeth. Thank you. But anyway, that's it. That's all I got. It's hard to film videos now, especially with her. So I'm hoping that at some point we can get the outdoor enclosure done and it'll be easier to film videos in the outdoor enclosure. Or at least I hope so. And since my following on TikTok has gotten so much higher, I'm probably going to start doing live videos over there at some point. But I'm also working on getting my USDA license so I don't get in trouble for that as well. Right, Miss Aria? Yep. She's looking at those light switches. She wants to go chew on those light switch covers. But no, do not chew on that. I have to fix my hair again because you've already pulled most of it down. So anyway, you want to go look out the window? There you go. So anyway, well, that's it. If you want to know what it's like having a monkey, yeah, they have a lot of energy that need to be expelled. And oh yeah, she's definitely tired. She's just laying over there. Leave Kira alone. But yeah, they've got a lot of energy. So, and I always feel like I'm exhausted all the time, but I'm exhausted because of the dogs. Literally doesn't have anything to do with her. I can tell you that much. It does not have anything to do with her because we have a lot of fun together. It's the dogs. They're old and there's a lot going on. The little one pees on the floor every time I leave the room, and the big one just likes to get into things. And you have to be careful with the way that you speak to the big dog, Layla. So you have to be careful the way you talk to her, because if she feels like you're being too harsh, she'll pee on the floor. She's scared of loud noises and she doesn't like being yelled at. So there's that. Right now she's confused because I had put up parts of that cage and I made like a little tunnel for Aria, which she will not go in. But there's a little tunnel in here, and Layla somehow got behind it. Not somehow. Layla got behind it, and she doesn't know how to get past it. So now she's having to figure out how to back up. She's confused. But she gets confused a lot. She's one of those derpy dogs. Okay, stay off of that cushion and don't push it down. Okay, I gotta go give her a nap. All kinds of good stuff, right? Right? Is it time for cuddles? Is it time for cuddles? Is it time for cuddles? Yep. Okay. That's it. That's all I got. Like, comment, share, subscribe, or don't. I don't give a shit. Do whatever the fuck you want. I post new videos every Monday and Thursday and try to do bonus videos on Saturdays sometimes. But that is it. Okay, bye.